Joyful Riches podcast, where you gain precious tips for easily ignite your full spectrum wealthy life. Join us every Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, with your friends and families. Because we all want and deserve to be healthy and wealthy and happy. This podcast is powered by Anchor FM by Spotify. Anchor FM is this super awesome free podcast made easy platform. And for this week, I am so thrilled and honored to welcome Lucie. I have the privilege to know Lucie actually for years. We've shared at working with the same mentor, one being the late Bob Proctor, and then we also have a lot of fun. The privilege for me to be with, to also share the time with Lucie when we went to Egypt and Israel and many other times. So it's such a great honor and so thrilled and honored today to be able to have Lucie here and have your wisdom with us. Welcome, Lucie. Would you care to tell us what is it that you do?
Well, thank you, first of all, Birgitte, for having me. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, in one sentence, I empower single women over 60 to write a course so that they can get their online business going and earn some extra credit. And income, rather, not credit, but income.
Wow, that is so awesome. That is very. I love how specific it is. Not just like randomly out there. So, what brings you to do what you do?
Well, that's an interesting question because I was totally retired. I had moved myself to Mexico. And I remember the first 10 years of my life, I just wanted to be. And so then I just was being. And part of that was going to Egypt and part of that was going to Israel. And all of a sudden, I woke up and thought, oh my God, it's time to give back. And I thought, how can I do this? Obviously, there was always an entrepreneurial spirit in me. And I thought, well, it's going to have to be online because I'm not going back for a job. That's for sure, And so I got online, and it was Bob Proctor that you mentioned, who's sadly passed away, guided me to e-commerce. And so we're talking about 5 years ago. So my thought was that e-commerce was how you did business online. And so from there, that's how I got started, but I didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to write an email and I knew how to copy and paste. And so you can imagine.
Oh my goodness. And now you are teaching people how to create course online.
Absolutely.
5 years ago. So I got this. 5 years ago, you know how to write email and copy paste and idea what the heck is e-commerce all about. And now you're teaching people how to create course. Now that is something. And first, for you to say you are retired, you look like you are in your 40s. So you must have retired at the age of 20.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't realize he's retired all this time because how is that possible? So you're retired at 28. But oh my goodness, that is quite something. That is very inspiring. So
thank you.
A lot of people, you said women after 60, a lot of people, including many people who close to me, they say, I'm already over 60. I mean, I don't know much things and it's kind of a little too late. What's your thought on that then? What's your tip for people who say, well, I'm already 59 or 61?
Well, actually, the sadness of it all, Birgitte, is that the statistics for people who are turning 65 in the United States and really worldwide are really very sad. I mean, they say, for people reaching the age of 65, the statistics say that 91% of them are dead broke or dead. And so, especially single women, because single women find themselves with one income. You know, it's different if you're married, you have some support. But single women, I found myself single at the age, you know, at the age of 70. And I thought, oh my God, what do I do now? Well, there's only me that I can rely on. So, you know, just take what you know and do with it what you can. And so that's what I did. And I went out there and got online, and I just never gave up, you know.
Don't give up and take a baby steps.
And take the little baby steps. Absolutely. And you know what I found along the way? I found people who helped me. I found out that I didn't need to know everything, because I found the who's. And you don't need to do business alone online. You know, what you need to do is simply look for people who are like-minded like yourself, and then be open to the universe, because, you know, you have your thoughts, you have your wants, you have your desire, put them out there and you will be guided. And that's what happened to me.
Oh,
I was guided first by Bob Proctor, decided that, oh my God, I didn't want to work with products. I wanted to work with people. Then I was guided to ClickFunnels, and I thought, oh, I love that whole idea of websites being obsolete. This is the new thing. And then I thought, that's too techy. And then what happens to me? I get this wonderful email from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, who are starting a new legacy online and want to know if I want to be part of this. Self-education is the new norm. As an educator, I was like, of course I do, you know. And so that's how it happened, because, you know, because I put myself out there and I just was wide open to the opportunities that came to me, you know.
So I'm hearing that in addition to being open, to also allow support is what I'm hearing. You know, you are being guided and in a way supported by the late Bob Proctor. We at his event together at some point, and then, as you said, you know, the next thing, and then by Tony Robbins' team. And so to not give up and not feel that you're too old and it's the end of everything, and to allowing some support then.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It happened at the right time, because the pandemic came along and here I was single. Can you imagine not being able to go out and not having anything to do with your brain and your mind? I was totally wrapped up in what I was doing, so I could give it my full attention, you know, and I just wanted to learn and learn and learn and learn. I just had, you know, that generation, my generation is like that. I mean, we are lifelong learners, you know. And we're not going to give up. We're not giving up.
Everyone is, it's good for anybody to be a lifelong learner. That's
absolutely.
So do you have, I would say, is there you gave a plenty of tips, great tips already there, but do you have, say, one tips that, you know, for people who says, because you said you teach women over 60 to write course.
Yes.
And so what if they say, I don't even know what the heck to write, never mind to write the course, right? Like, I don't know anything. Like, so how sometimes they say, we have no idea, we don't know anything.
Birgitte, that is a great question, because that's exactly what I learned to do. Because as you grow older, you have knowledge. We all have knowledge. We all have an expertise, and we all kind of need to take that knowledge and expertise and make it into a message, so that because there's somebody out there that we can impact, that somebody's just waiting for us, because we're unique. You know, we're unique in our own way, and there's going to be somebody who's going to need your message when they need it. And so that's what it is. And so part of my program is finding that expertise, finding that knowledge that you have. That's where we start.
Well, I love hearing that. If you are inspiring, if you feel that there is a message, if you're listening to this for the audience, you or somebody you know listening to this and say, you know, like sometimes you have this friend, right, that you say, you got to become a coach. You got to share this message with people, and they're like, no, 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 no. And you know that it will be helpful. Or perhaps you have this in you, and you're like, okay, well, I know I want to share this message. I just have no idea how. Well, I love hearing that your program is actually help people discover this.
And yeah, absolutely. And I can be a bridge. Why? Because I've done the peaks and the valleys. I've spent the money on the courses that I didn't need. Not that the courses were bad. I just didn't need them. I spent the money on the coaches that I didn't even know how to ask for help, and they didn't know how to help me. I can be the bridge for that person. They don't have to go through what I went through. So I can be that bridge. And that excites me more than anything else.
Making it a whole lot easier and a lot
Make it exactly
of people who are working with you. That is so awesome. So yes, that's really great, because sometimes people say, of course, I'm no professor, so I don't have doctorate degree and whatsoever. So it sounds like you don't have to be that way.
No.
You just have to have some passions, perhaps.
Absolutely. Knowledge, because the knowledge you have, the expertise you have, or even an interest, if you're passionate about that, that's all you really need. That's all I need from that person, is for them to say, oh my God, I can do something with this. Oh, I love to cook. You mean I can do something with this? Absolutely. You know how to knit. You love to knit.
My dad's not a woman, but too bad. But I almost say I might connect my dad with you.
Well, I'm I'm never ever going to say that I'm totally inclusive. I'm always, open to everything. But I just find that there are lots of women over 60 who don't know where to go, who to start, or who to trust, because that was me. I didn't know.
And that's very important. I love you bring that part up, that not only where to go and who to ask or what to do, but who can you trust.
Exactly.
Right nowadays, if you look at any social media, there is an ocean of coaches saying, and if you've been on some of the other social media more than other, they're like on daily basis, we'll teach you how to do that. I think I have like 10 messages on daily basis.
I know. I do too.
What?
I do too.
Right. So it's a wonderful thing that you have been through the path and they can trust you, because sounds like you're going to take whomever you're working with, take the hand by hand, step by step.
You got it. That's the key. That's exactly what we do. And the other thing I want to say is that I learned that I didn't have to do it all by myself. I found 3 other people, and we are a team now. So we help to implement, and we help them to launch their business online. And we do this organically. And so, and we are in our 3rd round of taking our clients and new clients and having them launch their business. It is so exciting to help people get to that point. It's like, oh my God, I can do this. Yes, I can do this too. So there's nothing better. There's nothing better than serving and helping people succeed.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. So do you have a tips, a message in general for anyone, perhaps not just women over 60, but anyone who's at any age who, with the pandemic, many people has to start over or just want to be able to thrive, tools that you learn along the way on what is it that if you said 1 or 2 things to be able to thrive in this life, emotionally, spiritually, economically, and whole thing, because you are a beautiful picture of it.
Well, it's so important what you're saying, because it is a new era, and do not be afraid to get online, because this is a perfect time. People have had the experience of working at home, and all of a sudden they're going, I don't want to go back to work. This is a place where you can shine, you can actually thrive. It's not get rich overnight. All right. But what you do is you have to find your passion, and then you have to really have a good why to keep you going. And my good why, my why is just, I know that if I can help other people succeed, I will succeed. and never, and the other, I think of never give up, never give up. They, because winners don't give up,
That's very true.
and
so how do people connect with you? It sounds like this is something can be so beneficial, and you said you're about to do your third round. How do people connect with you?
Well, the best way to connect with me would be through a message or through Messenger, or they can go to Lucie Rosa-Stagi, Facebook.com. And so, and then I can easily send that to them or to you if you want. And so that would be the easiest way to go. Also, they can do it by email, which is my last name, Rosa-Stagi, all one word, Lucie @gmail.com. And just mention that, you saw me here with wonderful Birgitte, and I'd love to help you in any possible way. I mean, if it's not me, if it's not now, when is it going to be? And if it's not me, then who, because, and trust the process, be open because the universe, God, the source, wants us to be happy, and just know that that's so true,
Yeah, there is a saying, it's kind of like, if you've been searching out there and you happen to land into something that just kind of answer you, it's like there's a divine timing, so to say, and just trust that. Yeah, like you say, just trust the process, trust the whole thing. And as we complete our time together here, which seems like flying by so quick to me, do you have a final message for our audience of all women? A lot of our audience mostly are women, but also men of all different age groups.
Well, I think one of the most important message is, if you have the thought and you don't take action, it's just a dream, So if you have a thought and you want to do something, then that personal action, that first step is so important. And then you trust the process, but take that first step, action. You have to do something, if you're thinking about doing what I'm doing, then take the step and contact me. There's the first step, It's so important, Birgitte, really.
Explore it, right? You can
explore it.
Connect with the person and say, okay, this feels right, this doesn't feel right, and then go to the next step.
Right, and trust your intuition. Really trust. We have some wonderful mental faculties, and it's time to really use them to the utmost. We have another 30, 40 years to live, so it's the third act of our life. So let's make it happen, and let's make those years golden.
I love that. I mean, for some people say, oh my God, I am 70. You say it's 70. Some people say I'm 70, and okay, well, let's start counting the days before the box. But for you have another 30, 40 years. That is so awesome. So inspiring. You're 70 or 70 plus, and you have another 30, 40 years. I'm going to remember that
absolutely
every day. And when I'm 70s, which will be in a couple of decades, but so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your tips with us today, Lucie. It's such
Thank you, Birgitte. Thank you for having me. I so appreciate you.
It's such an honor. And for you, my friends who are listening to this, please share 1 or 2 gold nuggets in the comment below so we can continue learning from each other and continue to empower each other the way we does, regardless of our age. And thank you for joining us. Please share this podcast with your friends and family so they too can triumph regardless of their age. And this is Dr. Birgitte Tan, your grief transformation specialist for individual and businesses, founder of the International Childhood Cancer Charity, United States country chair of G100 Global Networking All Ladies League. And you, my friend, make it a thriving day, and we will see you again Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific next